Okay, today I saw this story here, so let's talk about it.
Now, for growing concern today over how the city of Los Angeles is tackling homelessness as people are found to be living in city storm drains.
So this is a story that has been blown up over the last few days or so. They found people living in the sewers of LA. And I'm not that surprised because this has been going on in Las Vegas for a long time, right? People go to Las Vegas. It's a fun party place, and then they gamble their lives away, and then they end up in the tunnels, mole people, and it's been going on for a long time. These are the mole people here. And we covered a story a few months ago about a guy that built a mega treehouse out of trash. So it's an ongoing problem that's, I believe LA spent $1 billion or so, and there's nowhere near getting resolved. They clean the streets, and then a few minutes later, the streets be filled again. They're just pushing the problem around. We can talk about this lady here that's living in the sewer. And okay, side note real quick. So there are several news outlets covering the story, right? People living in the sewers of LA. And every single one that I've seen is basically the news anchor or reporter coming to talk to this guy here, and he brings them all to the same place, right? Here's another one where he's talking to another person with another news outlet, and he brings them to the same place. And we don't know if this takes place in the same day or not. It could, because the lighting's different, so it's obviously different times of the day. His clothes changes, at least his shirt changes from the first reporter to the next reporter, and her clothes changes from one scene to the next, right? So it could be different days, but I just imagine this guy every few days, every few hours is bringing a different reporter to come ask you questions, film you and whatnot. Like that must be, that must have driven her crazy. As this story is blowing up, that like constantly reporters and different people are coming over to ask her questions on what's going on. Like, I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting detail to think about as this is going on. It's all terrible. As this is going on, we have the war in Iran, and they interviewed a witness, and she kind of sums it up pretty well.
What do you think about that?
I think that the city should do something about it because they have the means to do it. Like y'all taking this money and sending it over there to the other countries. Y'all need to take care of home first. Like the city need to make sure the city is good. They need to make sure that the city is good first before they start worrying about other people's cities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, I feel like this is not a problem that money can solve. What was it? They spent like $1 billion or so trying to fix this problem, and all it did was, give them, more money that they used on other things, or they just wasted tons of money doing program after program that just doesn't work. You can't help someone that doesn't have the means to help themselves or want help. Like a lot of times they set up these programs to help these guys, and then they don't want the help. They just want to be in the hole and just float through life or whatever, right? It's impossible. So let's come up with a plan to solve this problem. No idea is a bad idea. Give me your best shot. I'm thinking right now, off the top of my head, I'm thinking Waterworld. That's how we're going to solve this problem. Waterworld. Bear with me here. We're spitballing, and sometimes I'm joking, but maybe it makes sense. Who knows? Waterworld. Okay, follow my logic here, okay? These people are very savvy. They can build any structure out of trash. There is a floating trash island out there in the Pacific, right? We all heard about Trash Island. Get whoever wants to go, we get them, boat them to Trash Island. We build a structure on Trash Island, right? Because right now it's a bunch of loose like water bottles and whatnot. Tie them all together, whatever. Build platforms. Make it like Waterworld. If you watch Waterworld, they were basically living on trash, right? It was the same idea. Waterworld. Get them out there. They need water. In Waterworld, they were desalinating their own urine to drink. We can do that too. Oh, they need food. Oh, they are on the ocean. There are lots of fish in the ocean. We'll get them a bunch of fishing hooks, throw them out there. They'll catch something, right? They'll have food. I feel like they'll get more food out there than they will in the sewers of LA. There's nothing for you to hunt or get in LA, right? So I mean, technically, they have more access to food out there than they do right now on the streets. You know what I mean? There's no free food in the streets unless you like getting handouts, right? There's nothing, there's no way for them to get food. They could dig through trash, I guess. I don't know. I feel like there's more food out there in the ocean for them than there is right now in the streets. So, you know, that's another problem solved. So they have water, they have food, they have shelter. Oh, they need a way to give back. Well, they're on a floating island of trash made up of like water bottles and cans and all kinds of stuff, right? I'm pretty sure they're savvy enough to figure out. I mean, they know the recycling rules better than anyone, right? Oh, this is aluminum grade, whatever, right? This recycles for this much, or this is plastic 5. This, you can't recycle that. This is, you know, plastic this, you could recycle that. They know the recycling rules better than most people, okay? So I'm pretty sure they could band together, figure out what plastics, what gets recycled, what's recyclable and what's not, right? And then they can buoy that all together, float it back, and then they'll generate income. And so it solves the trash island problem, right? And it solves the homeless problem, and eventually it'll work out. And if there's no narcotics on there, right? Unless someone ships it in, who knows? It happens in jail all the time, right? Someone wants to make an extra buck, can't stop that. But there's a good chance they'll all get sober because there should be nothing on the island. And if they want to come back, they can come back. Boom, I just solved the homeless problem. And now you're asking, oh, how much is all this gonna cost? Well, that's what AI is for. We're gonna figure that out right now. We'll get a good estimate because, you know, people are using AI to do what's it, Fruit Love Island. If you haven't seen it, Fruit Love Island is blowing up on the internet, and it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It's such a waste of this power that we have of AI. We're gonna use it right now to solve this homeless problem. Boom, the power of AI. $1 to $5 billion to collect ocean plastic, right? Another $50 to $300 million to process and recycle that plastic, right? And then construction, $4 to $15 billion, right? So in total, this is again an estimate, $6 to $20 billion to use the trash on Trash Island with some other materials to build a floating island. Doesn't sound that bad, especially when you think about that we're spending billions of dollars fighting a war right now in Iran, and or they're spending billions of dollars trying to, you know, figure out this homeless problem when we can do Waterworld. Obviously, I'm just messing around. It's really sad to see somebody living in the sewer like that, but it's really hard to help somebody that, you know, doesn't want to be helped, or in no position to help themselves or keep, you know, themselves out of trouble after you help them. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about my Waterworld idea, and if you have a better idea, let me know. We'll spitball together.